Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Honda Pilot Elite all-wheel drive. This model is finished off in Sonic Gray Pearl, and the MSRP for this trim level starts just over $55,000. This is a three-row SUV that has a good bit to offer, especially for its price. So let's start off with what this is powered by, which is the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. This is paired to the 10-speed automatic, and it pumps out 285 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that all-wheel drive system, this can do 0 to 60 in just shy of 7 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 19 in the city and 25 out on the highway. Now up front for this model, this has the massive Honda badge, which is also the sensor for distance pacing. There's a forward camera as well for better visibility, and lots of cutouts in the gloss black grille. There's also cutouts in the lower section, parking sensors up front, more cutouts within these trim accents, and then you'll notice the chrome bar at the top of the grille works its way into the headlight housings, where they have that dark inner housing. Everything is LED, and there's also fog lights in the lower section. You'll notice a few lines coming down the hood too. And then plastic for that bumper works its way to the fender flares. There's also a two-tone design for the wheels, power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal, more trim in the lower section there with the plastic side skirt. There's also some chrome for the lower window, plastic for the upper trim, gloss black for the roof racks, and then this also has a full moonroof too. Now for a three-row SUV, it has very nice proportions, including the rear cargo windows there to give it a great look. Now there's also gloss black for the spoiler. There's the third brake light, wiper blade. Pilot is spelled out in that gloss black trim accent that connects the LEDs. There's the backup camera, parking sensors, and the dual exhaust there. Now this also has remote start, so when you lock the vehicle and hold this button on the left side, you can start this up. You can also hold on that, of course, to shut it off. And then there's even a control for the lift gate. Or you can just use the control located under the L there to open up the power liftgate. Now with this being a three-row SUV, there's still plenty of space behind the third row when it's up, and of course you have more space when it's folded down. Now this lid is removable, and look at how much space there is underneath. This still also retains a spare tire. It's located under the vehicle, and it's impressive that you still have that much space. Now these seats are manual to fold down and to pull back up. Makes it super easy, and they do recline too, which is nice. There's a little bit of storage with a 12 volt, and when you push on this control here, you can grab all of your items, and then that way the liftgate will still close and you don't have to worry about reaching up top. So you do have those two controls, just depending on what you have. Now this also has proximity door handles, so use any of them to lock and unlock the vehicle. There's a sunshade, wood trim accents, lots of storage in the door panel as well. And then this is an 8-seater. This middle seat is removable, so you'll notice there's cup holders, there's storage here. There's the release located on this side in order to flip this seat up, and now you have 3 seats for the second row. Or you can pull this tab, pull the tab in the front, and then this is how you can lift it out of the way. And you can have the walk-through, a little bit more space, or place it back in if you have that additional person. Now these seats also move forwards and backwards, and then there's a control here and one on the back of the seat. So both of those do the same thing to move the seat out of the way. And for the third row, 3 people can fit back here. And by people, I mean 3 smaller kids. At 5'10", I guess I could ride around, maybe have one other person back here. And then depending on where the seats are, let's go ahead and slide this one back so you can see. I still have a good bit of leg space, and I have about 2 inches or so of headroom. So honestly, I could ride around town. My knees are very high up compared to the base of the seat, but with them reclined, it's actually not as bad. So you could have 3 people back here and then easily use that release in order to exit. So it's a functional third row for this smaller vehicle, which is fantastic. Now this also has 2 storage pockets behind the seats. You get heated seats, all of the climate adjustments, auxiliaries down below too, and these seats also recline as well. And I have about the same amount of headspace as the third row, which is surprising, but they do recline to make it more comfortable. Now this has memory seating adjustments, window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then more storage, and then power operating front seats. I forgot to mention all the seats have this Alcantara at the top with the rest of the leather trimmed accents. So as you start this up, this has a leather steering wheel. It's also heated. There's paddle shifters on both sides, and then a tuning, volume, voice commands, cruise control settings are on the right. There's also 2 rotary dials, and those will go through the gauge cluster here. So on the left side, you can go through all the audio adjustments, just depending on what you have, and you can customize the display slightly with some of those controls. On the right side, you have a lot more to get into. You can pull up the navigation if you have that running, and there's quite a lot of safety features and maintenance, different specs like that you can pull up as well. You can even get into the head-up display settings and your gauge display. So you can go through all of this here, just depending on how you want to view it too. You have a few different ways that you can pull this information up, which is pretty neat to see. So just depending on your liking. Now there's the liftgate release, a defroster, one air vent, and then with the infotainment system, you'll notice there's a split view, so you can monitor info on the right side and still look at the icons on the left. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's also cabin talk too, so your audio will play through the speakers, so that way people in the third row can hear you without raising your voice. And there's the rest of these to go through. There's also shortcuts on this left side, and I do currently have my phone paired, so you can quickly go through all this information, just depending of course on what you have, and then you can quickly get back into the Honda settings. Now there's volume, vents. This has heated and ventilated seats up front. There's fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go, some defrosters, even the rear settings too, so you can adjust those from up front. There's auxiliaries with wireless charging and storage, cup holders. This is how we put it into reverse to go through the different angles. Now, in order to pull up the forward-facing camera, put it into drive, and then you do have to toggle between the driving modes and get into trail mode. So you'll notice there's quite a lot, just depending on the throttle response and what you're doing, but trail mode is the only one to pull up the camera for up front. So that way it gives you a little bit more visibility. And then you have park. There's also auto hold and the e-brake, a downhill assist with the engine start-stop feature. Plenty of storage in the armrest there, locking glove box, storage up top, and then there's garage door buttons, dome lights. You get a sunglass holder and the wide angle lens to make it easier to see into the back. And then the sunshade and sunroof are both automatic. And then here's a look at visibility. For this lengthy vehicle, it's been pretty easy to see all around. And still in sport mode from second gear, here we go. Definitely has a good bit of get up and go to it, and the paddles are fairly responsive. So not something you may be using all the time, but if you would like to use them, the paddle on the right side will upshift, and you can see that in the lower section, and then you can use the paddle on the left side to downshift to drop a gear there. So if you have to use them, they're there, but you can easily put it back into drive and just drive like that. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Honda Pilot. A really nice layout. In a world where a lot of vehicles are going towards everything in the screen, there's quite a lot of the important information in the lower section there, and it's super easy to go through and use. So I like that there's an integration with putting in a larger screen, so you can go through some of that tech. You can view information from your phone on a larger screen, but you also have some of the older school controls, which just give it a really good blend for the interior. So again, if you're looking for not a basic three-row SUV, but one that is going to be a lot more affordable than a lot of three-row SUVs in today's market, for a brand new vehicle hovering around 55 grand or so, definitely under 60 grand. And then of course you can get some lower trim levels as well. This is a great option to go with for a new vehicle that will last you a long time, especially having that NA engine. It's something that you can keep and really rack up the miles and really not have any complaints or issues with it. So it's a great option in my opinion for a people hauler that can do quite a lot. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Honda Pilot Elite. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.